Hello, brothers, sisters, here's their Gerald, Johan, Van Was, and some small demonstrations of letter combinations as formations. With some demonstration of the sounding form of some letter combination with the sound P, with the letter P, and I will demonstrate up, pop, P, pi, P, AAP or AP, PAAR or PAAR, PAARD or horse. The P I did present already as a pop-up, so that you could remember it easily as a pop-up. Now, it would be a bit too easy to say like, okay, you can always express it as a pop-up, because that will not express all of its aspects. But basically you can remember it as the pop-up, and you will remember already a lot of it that is possible with it. But it's not always a pop-up. It's actually what comes out of a process and has formed out of a process, and is at the end of the process and shows what's there as a left product, almost like as a matter of speaking. It is the end, all the end effect of the what is progressing in making a form. That's more or less, that's already a little bit more clear. Let's go to the theory and let's see where it is. So of course some letters are associated with an objective look at things, where they are, and or also more or less how they look like. And these are the first category. The second category, where the P is not about, it is about formations, but it's not about a really steady form. It's the formation of a form is a change, and the change needs the element of time. So without the element of time, the pop-up is also a very small moment in time, so that is correct. But what if the time aspect is longer? What if there is more involved than an immediate pop-up? Nobody says that in the process everything is immediately visible. So the P as a letter can also be formed more slowly, and that's then we need a different approach, of course, and because then we should also be able to express it. In the expression in the scheme, it's also in the third category, so it also has a tendency to go sideways as well, just like the B, but in a totality of all what has been formed that comes out of it. So let's first go to the pop-up. So I have here the combination with O. Why is it so easy with O? All these aspects within this green or second category of letters are about time, about changes, about moves, about everything which is changing in time. The middle letter in there is the O. The O is the order of how the things form, when they form, and the place where they form. They have the whole, it's like the clock. It's in the middle, you have the clock here. It's the organization process. So it immediately says, okay, I have it. I have the moment where I can make a change. So when it's the O with the P combined, of course you have the moment. You have the moment. You can express the moment. I have the moment. So when I express up, it's very simple. You have it immediately. It's upon the other object. It's there. It's up. It's upon something. That's what I can see, that there is. It is there on something at a certain point, because the time aspect is important as well, because it expresses something which is not immediately there, but which needs a time to form itself. So with a pop, it is that small moment of time which says that no, the things are not steady together. There is a small evolution that happened there, and that took care that there became a pop-up. Dolls also have pop-ups. That's not a steady form. They evolved into the environment, as a matter of speaking, as a form, and they have arms and legs and a head which pops out of the body. As you can see, you can sense it in time if you want to sense how it is behaving. You need that sense of time. But the sense of time in the timing aspect of the clock is easy. You immediately see where and when, and that's why this is very straightforward. It comes easily to what it is in the maximum form as it is. Of course, there's also the emphasis on the border, but it's clear in one moment and it's immediately grown to its full size. Will it always be easy to show it as a pop-up? No, not really, because you will miss some parts. You will miss the time frame, and also especially the time frames which are slower, with the slower processes. So you can't express it always like that. But the essence, yes, it was quite okay. Just imagine if I now would express PAAR or PAP. So the PAP can express like this. But is that very clear? If I focus upon a steadiness in the object, about a center position, like with PAAR as a papa, you can still understand it. It lifts itself slightly outside the things and slightly above the things. So you can sense it. But with the PAP or the porridge, it's already less clear. You have the scheme again, as you can see. Once you have the clock present and the clock is there, and you immediately need something. It's all okay, but if you want to express it like but how is it forming with some aspect of time? How is it forming? How is this forming? Are there changes in the form? Is it behaving in a certain way? Then it can be expressed in just a moment. Just imagine if I would express path or path, and I would express it very simple into the center, and I have it in the center. The path needs this time aspect much more. So what do I express there? It is correct. So it is within this element, which I can consider as an environment. There's something that starts there and goes there, and I see where it is. But it's not clear at all. I miss the time aspect, and for a lot of words which are going beyond the center positions, you need a time aspect. You need to express that time aspect, and then this small pop-up is not enough. So no, I will not express like that. So what is needed then? How can we express a time aspect? Actually, it's not that difficult to do so. Normally with an A, for instance, A doesn't have a time aspect. A is a center position. It's a position in space. There is no time aspect involved. Of course, you can add time. So in everything which is in space, you can add time and add it and follow the time, but the objects themselves are steady. They are straightforward. They always move in the same direction. They have the tendency of not wanting to change. They don't change because they are objects in space. So if you follow an object like which is in the expression of a center position, the center position wants to maintain its steadiness. It wants to remain the same. It doesn't want to change. It is always straightforward. It follows a straight line, like it follows a straight line in time. That's what it does. But in the reality, it has to adapt if it wants to change it over time. And how can you express it better? How a or a center position is adapting itself, and you can recognize it. Oh, here I have something, I have it expressed here. You can see how it is adapting, it is changing, it is moving, and seen from a position of A, it's still always going forward. It's following the path of changes. So when I express up, or then for instance, I need this element of time, and it will be much more clear that there is a change in time. So even 2 dimensions with this S form, I focus differently. I focus differently, that I see that there's a connection between those, but there's some evolution, there's some change. So, and I follow these changes, I follow the lines. I give attention actually to, a little bit more of timing. So that's correct. So if I express it like that, it would be more correct, because then I can express much more easily the idea that, oh yes, there is something that is evolving and it needs some time, it needs an adaptation. This S form helps it. You have it as an S form in the end as well, but that's the first time when you really need it. It's these fluctuations, and there you have to adapt. I also express the AAR, for instance, so it's because it's connecting, and it's in this way. It is also a good expression to do so. But also with AP, with AAR, everything with A, following from the path from A to A, it is, for us, it's a straight line. It also, even though the path is changing, for us, following the path, it is as if we're following a straight line, but we have to adapt for it. We have to do some things for it to get us the feeling that we're still moving forward, following the line, following the straight line, following the path. The path you can express here. I have the Dutch version and the English version. The English version is with the H, or the environment in space, in which there is an interconnection in it, with connections that are interconnected there. The path is then still, it's also this, it's pushed forward, it's pressed out, it's adapting, but it is still going in a straight line. So it's like this A, you go from one part to another part, and you have these adaptations. This path or path, how you see it, is expressed like this, because it's expressed as adaptations. So there are adaptations in the lines, in following the path, in following the perspective even, and so on and so on. You probably already know what I mean. So this P is redirecting itself with a following up effect in time, and that's why when we want to express the PA of PAP, we also do the same thing. We adapt. So where you have the PAP or porridge, if we just express it from a center, okay, we can sense it, that there is some pressures, differences in the PAP or in the porridge. But if we express it as movements, then it's like a spot, or you say, like liquid. You see a certain way of liquid. It is an adaptation there. Our minds understand it. There's an adaptation there. So that's the PAP. That adaptation, these adaptation lines that are also typical for the S, are also typical for the P, especially when they are expressed for words with A. Because with A there is an adaptation needed, and this adaptation is expressed when time is involved. So you have the PA, as you see, is related to a time frame. That's this adaptation during the time frame. Will it be the same for P? Yeah. Just think about it, how you will place your P. And there's also an adaptation in time, in space. There's an adaptation there. It will move from left to right, whatever you do with it. The P will do what it's supposed to do. As you can see it expressed here, it also has this time adaptation there. This line is there as well. What about P then as pi? Okay, let's have some extras. The P, like pi, the mathematical pi, or the pi from the pie that I want to eat. They are also different things. How can I see them here? Between the trying to find direction with the E and the estimation that you already had with the P, we will have the pi. And the pi as a cake is expressed also with an E, trying to find something to take out with an E. Also again, changing something in time with a double A as well in the expression. The A as the full form, the second A, or the larger A with a second A as something that you take out as a second position. Can be expressed, just think about it. I'm not going to explain it too much, but let's go now to the main scene of what I was going to express. The difference between AP or PAAR, AP and PAAR. So PAAR basically has the pop up forming out of a large pop up out of a forming of a double center, as you can see there. The AP also has the double center, the large center, or a center that is going to have a pop-up. What's the difference between both of them? I will show you. AP, which also means monkey, will start from the object and will go to the pop-up. The pop-up is formed from changes, so it will have some increasement, and it will also go sideways as it's supposed to do. So that's where it will end. So I will start with the double R, where I will have to have the pop-up. What I will do is already show you the P on top, the popping up, and the smaller R from there underneath. So the effect in the end of the P, because P is the last letter, the effect has to be dominating at the last letter. I'll do that once more. The P with the 2 times A underneath. And I will have again this evolution of the double A, and with the P's on top, and the A's so stretch in time, and I have the monkey, as you can see, and the monkey of the ape could move in different directions in time. It's also that kind of direction. Just remember that. Different will be the other opposition, the PAAR, which starts from P. You can also have this effect at the end, this pop-up from R, but the P is starting from underneath. So the P, or the evolution where something is going on, is going from underneath, not on top. So the underneath movement of towards a pop-up is already visible, but it's also connected. I will also connect it with the word PAARD or horse. There's a R involved. The R needs to connect every connection that is available. You have already this P and the R, so that's one connection which is already visible enough, but it's not very visible is the P. If I make this visible, I will have a very well visible word PAAR or pair, which is all these connections which remains connected, which are disconnected and connected at the same time. They hang together. That's what the pair is. That's what a pair means. So whatever changes I do here, these two parts keep on hanging together apart. Let's go from the apart to the part. The part or the horse. What's the next letter with PAAR? It's T. the T sound is at a certain position that is somewhere in the volume. The PAARD is written with a D, so there should be also a movement there as well towards a different position. So it has this position here, and it goes to another position there. So I can easily already double the positions from one position to the other position. And I almost have the horse already. The T positions, I show them here. These are the attachments. With the D, it's this movement that is that has an interaction and adaptation between these elements. These of them move in the full horse as well, of course. And I could even add the head there, and then I could also add the extra movements there as well. The head has the same qualities as order. From the order, I kept the order, and I played with it a little bit, but you can clearly see a horse. What's different now with AAP and PA or PAARD then? With the P from underneath, the movements are coming first. That's the horse, which is trampling. That's the movement which is leading into the pop, the pop-up, let's say then. And the other way around with the AAP or the monkey, it remains, it stays, it starts from a steady form, and then the movement are in the trees, of course. That's the other way around. So I hope it was clear enough how to think with these letters, and how to use them, and I had some demonstrations of it. I hope you enjoyed. There's a website too with a list of words as well. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel for more demonstrations soon. Thank you. Bye.